Hello, my name is Michael Lisicky. I'm the second oboist with the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, and I have been asked to give a presentation, provide some tips, and just go over some aspects of the upcoming audition for the Baltimore Symphony Youth Orchestra Concert Orchestra audition. Yes, we have some great pieces that are on here for this audition, and I want to go through and give you a little bit of tips and give you some suggestions that I'd have. And what I'm going to do is go first to the Beethoven 7. Now, I will always say, don't even try with performing this unless you've listened to it. I need to know, the people listening to you need to know that you know this piece. And when I look at Beethoven 7, it's a great long melody, and the excerpt that's required is quite lengthy. But still, this piece, this excerpt provided, beginning at number 99, is doubled with the flute and with the wind section there, and you gotta pretend with this audition that you know this melody and you're playing along with someone. The background for this, or I should say the accompaniment to this movement, bum, 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 bum. So there's a real pulse to this, but you got this beautiful melody. Now this melody is phrased. And I'm looking at there from the measure 106 to 107. Gotta be phrased. A lot of times, music is naturally phrased in either 4-bar or 8-bar phrases, and I want to kind of look at this and give you some thoughts about where I think the best way to phrase it is. I remember being handed this piece for the very first time, and I didn't look at the melody there that starts at 99. I looked at 136, and I thought, oh no. And because all I see is black, all I see are fast notes. Don't worry, keep them steady. They're not that fast. They just look fast. And I mean, it's all steady and with some direction though. Talk about that in a second. Let's look at 99. I'm gonna blow a little, have a little not half full, but first octave key water today. But let's look at 99. Bum, 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 bum. That's what's kind of going through this whole piece, but you don't want to hear that during this, but I want you to almost kind of feel it in here. Yeah, that's where there's the punctuation is. No, I didn't want it that long, but that's looking ahead at 107. Some life in there. But the reason I kind of wanted to go on was because take advantage of the rest between 110 and 111, because this whole melody, or what the phrase that kind of is at 111, that needs to, you don't have the break to kind of reset. And how I've always done it was with those grace notes on the beat. So it's not, unless you've been told or advised otherwise, I like it on the beat. Now looking at 123. Okay, and then they have this here going on into that 136. So when I look at that, I see some kind of pick up notes there. So play this excerpt as if you were to sing it. It's a beautiful excerpt. It's a beautiful line. Play it as if you were to sing it. Know where to phrase. It's not, you don't want to hear. I don't want that pulse going through your head, but realize that there is a real metronome. Beethoven loved have his pieces being very metronomic, and just some food for thought. And just making sure that you are aware that at measure 117 into 118, yes, you have that triplet there. Da 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 da. Those are even eighths there at 118. Sometimes things like that can be easy to overlook, but if you listen to it, you'd know that that's a little slower there. Hoedown, Rodeo, Copland. Again, this is a great piece that, again, I don't want to say it again, because we haven't played something that's technical yet on here. This will be technical, and this is kind of that middle section. And you want to keep it light. He especially has non-legato there. And what can trip you up is that second measure of 13. Don't speed that up. You'll just make it harder for yourself. Keep it light. That A octave there, bum, 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 that can be a note that you just kind of, So make sure that you are going A. Those are two A's there. I don't know if that's helpful at all. And I just kind of want to be aware, because, that they're giving you this because they want to be tricky a little bit, I think. And looking ahead, everything is kind of straightforward. Then you get to 16. You have those pickups. Again, this is all something, just keep it steady. Try not to panic. Give it some direction. I hesitate to use the word crescendo, but I kind of want it to feel that way because I want it to have some direction to it. So that's what I would say about Hoedown. They don't give you the part that I can't stand. Yeah, that's the one part of Hoedown that when I saw that Hoedown was on your list, I was like, ugh. So it's not my favorite part, but you can do that. Now, got another low thing here with the Bizet Carmen Suite. And yeah, it's a great piece. But before I even talk about it right now, I'm going to make sure, which I hope you always have access to, water. Always have it with you. I know this is one that has an open top to it, but any type of the old film canisters, you don't get that much anymore. But even certain pill bottles might work well, especially if they're not too deep. You don't want to go fishing a reed out of there, but you always have to have water handy, because that's what I would want to do, because this piece starts off with the low C sharp. And you certainly don't want a dry reed, and you don't want a closed reed. So I'm also kind of pinching it open a little bit. Let me just see where that low C sharp is coming. Okay, so I just put that in there. And I learned a lot. Now, I'll try not to talk too much so I can keep it going. But I felt that right now, that C sharp is hesitant. So even though it has pianissimo leggero, which means light. I know I'm going to have to blow a little bit more right now. Let's see how that goes again. So, I want to kind of keep it pinched a little bit. So, there. Okay. I got to give it a little bit more. But anyway, it's your solo. Have fun with it. Now that would be my trick. What would I say there? Because that's going from that A, D, D. I will take my finger off the entire half hole for the D so I don't have to. That's what works for me. So it helps me almost push that low D down. I just kind of, I should have told you a little bit more about some of the rhythm. Pay attention to those rhythms. Now, what I would say, because right now I don't like this, and I would probably, it's like hesitant there, and it's relatively new, and I would kind of take the knife and take a little bit of what one teacher called an epidermis or skin off the top to just kind of free it up. I don't want to do it right now, but I feel that would, especially with that low B, have it come out a little bit better. Again, for an audition, bump that pianissimo up a dynamic or two. I think it's okay. I'd rather hear you play comfortable than, I don't want it loud. I don't want that. But I think I want it comfortable. And remember, you're kind of a singer. And looking ahead after A. Again, I want my reed to make sure it's not dry and open a little bit and not closed. You might probably want to just make sure. Making sure we're just kind of getting that half hole. I've always learned having a comfortable rocking motion there, not kind of sliding. I don't like going up, like almost like I'd rather just rock down. Let's see, looking ahead, I'll keep talking. I want to look at the end, last measure, third line from the bottom. Yeah, probably we'll take a little scrape off of that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get a knife here. I'm not even putting a plaque in. I'm just gonna kind of run the knife over this. Not really taking, I'm barely taking anything off. But you know, it's just too hard right now. And when I took auditions, I liked almost to play a little bit of an older reed. Because it was a little bit more broken in, my feeling. Let's see how that wants to go. So just a little bit, just took a hair off that. Why I also wanted to stop was because the line right before B, you know, we're playing that before da 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 da. You are by yourself there, and this turns into kind of your aria. Going back 4 measures from that. This is the second line from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's 10. Let's start where where that phrase starts. And realize that you then have a freedom, your cadenza at the very end. Now that last, talk about that last triplet for a second. I mean, that is in tempo, usually. So there is, let's just say, okay, so you have that before B, three measures, which is by yourself, pretty much. I mean, you do what you want. So what do? No, that's not how you would sing it. But you can sing things different ways as long as it makes sense. But you gotta sell it. Maybe, okay, let's see if I want to do it really slow. I would say that's probably not what you want to do because you lose all the direction. I didn't even put a crescendo decrescendo in there, but that doesn't fit the rest of the character of the piece. Where I would not do it short. No, because that's not a voice singing there. So, I mean, I know. This is a tricky one. They want to hear you play low. And again, you don't have to play it. Don't play it terribly soft. Play it where you're comfortable on the softer side, and see how that goes. I know it's tricky. That's why it's on the audition, but I still think you can do it and play it as if you were singing it. It is an opera suite, so and we want to make sure that sounds that way. Looking ahead one more time. Speaking of opera, speaking of all that stuff and melodies and crazy melodies and all that stuff, I do have the English horn here. And what I want to do is look at, I think you have, as I go through all my music, I was a cut, but I know you have believe it's the Saint-Saëns for the concert the concert orchestra audition. Let me just see why I cannot pull that. Man, I would love to just kind of. Guess I don't have it in front of me right now, and I don't want to just stop the tape. But if you have the English horn, you're going to be playing the English horn. I don't believe those are the right pitches. But I'm sorry, I don't have it right in front of me right here. But with English horn, everything, the proportions are all bigger. And that means, of course, the reed's going to be bigger, the instrument's going to be bigger. I love rounding out the mouth a little bit. Oh, good, kind of doing that. And also having enough air. I don't think a lot of times with English horn, people blow enough. And treat it as just like an oboe, a little bigger oboe. It's not an oboe, it's an English horn. So you want to blow. And up high, I almost have to round out the back of the mouth a little bit to get it just kind of up there. So if you have to do the English horn, that's just kind of a little tip there. But I hope some of that helped, and I really wish you well, and hope you have a successful audition. Listen to the music, especially the Beethoven. I really want to make sure you have that going through your head as far as the accompaniment. And, just kind of take it easy. Just play this stuff as you were to sing it. Of course, you need a nice, comfortable reed. That I can't help with online, but I'm sure you can have your teacher or any access to one there to really feel good about it. Okay, good luck, best wishes, and I hope I get a chance to meet you, and hopefully that can be in person as well. So everybody, take care. I hope this has some help, and this is Michael Lisicky for the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra. Take care.